Do you want each of your pennies, cents, or sort of currency to be as useful as possible? Does your current exchange rate make everything more expensive? Not to mention the added shipping, which kind of sucks. Do you want to watch random Lolita videos and happen to just find this video and be like, what this person gotta say? Then this video is right for you. Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. And this is the first episode of the Budget Lolita series. With Lolita being a pricey hobby, I figured there needed to be more useful stuff on maximising the use of your funds in the Lolita hobby. Seeing there wasn't a lot online, I figured I'd share my experiences in creating a Lolita wardrobe like on a budget, so I figured this helped you out. I do primarily like to wear classic and gothic, so while this might not kind of apply to all substars, I suppose, I'm sure hopefully you'll be able to pick up something slightly useful from my experiences, because some things might kind of cross over. This series will focus on some aspects of smart planning and purchasing to avoid kind of beginner mistakes. While there is no right way to build a wardrobe, I figured there are always some tips and tricks to pick up, and I figured, it's a good place to start. Before we begin, a bit of a disclaimer that Lolita fashion is a luxury hobby. Make sure that any priorities are out of the way first, such as bills or credit debt, because it's just good to get them out of the way. So let's begin. When on a budget, you're not going for more. You're going for versatility. And having a cohesive wardrobe from the start will save you in the long run in being able to coordinate more outfits. That's why it's important to kind of have some Lolita wardrobe planning in the back of your mind. So you go out and you buy this amazing green dress, and then, this really, really cute pink headbow, and then maybe some blue shoes because it's like on that bargain price. The danger with this method is you end up with a lot of isolated pieces that won't go together. Perhaps you did one better and you got a complete green outfit, with headpieces and shoes and whatnot, and then you get another, complete purple outfit, and you think, oh cool, I've got the headpiece that's all purple as well, and the shoes. Even that, it would also be kind of difficult to mix and match between those separate colours, because you've essentially got two coordinates in isolation, which is quite hard. So, what if there was a method where I could build my wardrobe where all the pieces could be shared? Well, this is where this Budget Lolita series is here for a reason. And this is what I'm here for. I recommend you choose a main and secondary colour for your wardrobe and stick to it. Yet I suppose you get free given colours, such as your metal accent colours, which include gold, silver, and that old brass colour, and common accent colours such as black and white, off-white, or that ivorish. Why I say ivorish is that ivory kind of goes from a scale of more off-white to basically yellow, and I would count yellow as a totally different colour. I'll probably make a separate video for this in more detail, but depending on your substyle, you'd be likely to stick to keeping your whites consistent. So for example, sweet usually has your white, your pure white, while classic tends to have the off-white ivorish, for example. Just a bit of a side story, I have made the mistake at the very beginning of getting a blinding white headpiece that did not go with all my ivory classic dresses. Oops. My primary colour in my wardrobe is red, which means that all my red headpieces are interchangeable between outfits. This fixes the problem of having like the previous analogy, a green headpiece that will in no way in the world go with that purple dress. And here's a little example of, does this red headpiece go with other things? I don't know, just want to show you an example. Headpieces also in the kind of your other colours I mentioned, like your ivory and black, that you're given colours. Rephrase, white or off-white or ivorish, also work between outfits. Here's an example of my ivory headpiece. Seeing both outfits here have a little ivory in them. This one here in the sleeve and this one on the print. You can see that these open the doors for more coordinates. You can easily switch them between, and you're using them. So by building a wardrobe this way, you're all basically open to more combinations, and you won't come to problems where you don't have anything to wear because everything else simply doesn't match. You also avoid having that circumstance where you can't find like that particular shade of blue to match those, shoes you bought for that bargain price, or like being forced to kind of buy something solely for the sake in that, I want to use that item, so I have to go now buy something that'll match, which would be kind of a waste to get it, and thus like a bit of waste of funds. By being more selective with your purchases, this also helps limit impulse and poor buys. I'll probably cover this in another video. Back to about the wardrobe planning. I mentioned before a secondary colour, and this is usually a colour that kind of complements your main colour. I would recommend checking out a little bit of colour theory, but I don't want to keep this video going too long, so, it's most of the colours you could probably see, oh yeah, that goes together, but if you want to look, definitely check out colour theory and colour wheels. In my wardrobe, I do my secondary colour being pink. I recommend, kind of once you build your wardrobe up with one colour, you can start blending in another colour, but once again, it's not like building another wardrobe in isolation. It's all about blending, mixing and matching so that we can wear now both colours in many coordinates. So, thank you very much for watching the first episode of the Budget Lolita. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like this episode, subscribe for more so I know you're interested. I hope I saved you from some beginner mistakes, and that helps in using your Lolita funds carefully in building a cohesive wardrobe. So you avoid things like my innocent little headpiece. Someday I'm going to find a red, yellow, blue dress that I can actually wear with this. Yeah, I don't know. Well, ta-ta for now, and stay tuned for episode 2.